What's up, everybody? Happy Friday. Hope all you're having a great day so far. Getting into this episode of Days. I enjoyed this episode. I did. This was a funny ass episode. Kristen is certifiable. Like, that chick is 2 sandwiches short of a picnic. She's crazy as hell. Yeah, the way she took that gun, like, she had the gun in her hand and she was just waving it around and stuff. And it was hilarious how Sonny and Will and Brady, like, they all were just kept ducking every time she waved the gun around. That chick is crazy. Yo, Kristen is simple. I swear to God, Kristen is so simple. Yo, they were not playing with her. Like, Will kept trying to get the gun from her, and Sonny was dead serious. Like, she kept talking about she had a permit to carry or whatever. Sonny was like, okay, let me see it. Sonny did not believe that she had no permit. I don't blame him, though. I don't blame him. That was smart. Because I would have asked that same question. Who in the hell would give, even though they think it's Susan, I would have been like, but still, who the hell would give Susan a gun? Who would give her a permit for a gun? Susan, of all people. I'm like, are you serious? That whole scene was hilarious. And she just kept on flirting with Brady. I'm like, Brady was not feeling her at all. Brady was like, nope. He said, I'm swearing off women. I don't blame Brady. Like, I do not blame him. I would have done the same thing. But it's a good thing that, you know, Will locked that gun up in the safe and stuff, because I'm like, yeah, I wouldn't trust that chick with no gun. I'm just saying, she crazy. I swear, though, Kristen, her obsession with Brady is always going to be her downfall. That's going to be her biggest downfall, because it reminds me so much of Stefano's obsession with Marlena. But the difference is Stefano never allowed his obsession with Marlena to bring him down. You know what I mean? Like, Kristen, her obsession with Brady will ultimately destroy her. Like, she has to stay steps ahead. Like, she needs to let that obsession go, because it's not going to be good in the long run. Brady will never want Kristen again. Not the way he did years ago. She's never going to have Brady. She keeps vowing to herself that Brady's going to be hers. The only way Brady is going to be hers is if she messes with his mind or drugs him or something. That's the only way. Or blackmails him. But of his own free will, I doubt it. Like, she just need to let that go. But it's going to be a hot mess now that the real Susan showed up. Because now that the real Susan is there, it's only a matter of time, I'm telling you, before Kristen is found out. Like, she doesn't have the mask anymore. She's now trying to pretend to be Susan, and now the real Susan decided to show up. I'm like, it's only a matter of time before everybody find out, because it shouldn't take too much longer. I have my days where I don't like Gabby and where I do like her. Today was one of them days I like Gabby. Like, the way she just, kneed Xander in the groin and stole the briefcase and stuff. That was gangsta. I like it. Like, Gabby is that type of character. She's a Hellcat. Like, there's nothing she's really afraid of. Like, there's probably nothing she wouldn't do to get what she want. And she kept trying to get that damn briefcase open and try to ask Rafe for help. Rafe was like, I'm not helping you break into no briefcase. Because any evidence that she finds in that briefcase that could put Xander in prison or have him convicted or whatever, it's inadmissible in court because of the way that she obtained it. So it's going to be of no use to her anyway to even open it. And she can't open it anyway because it's a combination on it. So Rafe basically told her it's in her best interest just to give the damn briefcase back, because it's not going to do you any good. But of course, she wasn't about to, she knew. See, she's smart enough to know that if she ran into Xander again and tried to give him the briefcase, it wasn't going to end well. And she knew that. So she was smart to give the briefcase to Brady and tell Brady to give it back to Xander. That was a smart way to go. Because ain't no telling what Xander would have tried to do to her had he came across her. He was already running around town looking for her. So it was in her best interest to give it back. But she's definitely not going to let this go, because she know Xander and Nicole, or who she thinks is Nicole, are working together. So she's on the right track. But like I said yesterday, Gabby needs to be careful. because once you open Pandora's box, and you know how crazy Kristen is, so it's in her best interest to tread lightly. You know, don't show your cards all in one hand. You know what I mean? Like, don't do that. Keep certain things to yourself. So anyway, moving on from that, I honestly, when it comes to Roman, I really don't blame Roman for firing Sierra from the pub, because he hired her 6 months ago and she's barely been at work since he hired her. So I don't blame him for firing her, because he got way too much on his hand. You know, he's dealing with the pub, trying to find good employees, and, you know, he recently lost Caroline. So he's still reeling from that, and he has to settle her estate in California, so it's just a lot Roman has to deal with. So I don't blame him, you know, for firing her. And she was sitting there the whole time with a smirk on her face while he was firing her. I'm like, are you serious? Why would you sit there smiling? I mean, I get that she felt like the job wasn't good for her, like she sucked at it or whatever. I get it. But her and Ben, they just baffle me. Like, Ben, his job right now is in limbo because Stefan was arrested. Sierra just got fired, and they're not the least bit worried. See, only on a TV show would they not be worried, because in real life, if you were fired and your significant other were fired, or, well, their job is in limbo, you would be worried. I mean, how are y'all gonna pay y'all bills? How y'all, you know what I mean? Like, but I forgot, Sierra's a little trust fund baby, so she ain't gotta worry about it. That's the thing about her. She comes from wealth, so she doesn't have to worry about working. The privileged. So anyway, I'm not surprised that Rafe filed for legal guardianship, permanent guardianship of baby David. I'm not surprised, because Rafe has always wanted children, and, you know, this kid, basically, he's looking after the kid for Jordan. So it's only right that he would, you know, make it permanent. It was kind of weird, like, when Ben came to see Rafe about seeing the baby and stuff, but Jordan still doesn't want Ben around the baby right now. It was kind of weird because Rafe and Ben were sitting there trading, you know, little baby stories, laughing about baby stories and stuff. It was weird to me because it's like, why are you sitting there laughing with the person who murdered your half-sister? Like, I understand Ben was sick and he wasn't in his right mind, and, you know, he's on a redemption tour right now. I get it, but it would take a long time for me to laugh with somebody who murdered my sibling. It might take a long time. It may never happen. You know what I'm saying? Like, I may never come to terms with that. You know what I'm saying? I just think it's weird how he just smiling with this guy. Like, he killed your sister and you're laughing about it. Well, not about that, but you're just laughing with him. And how could you even stand to be next to him without wanting to beat the hell out of him? It just baffles me. But I guess, you know, Rafe is turning the corner, I suppose. I'm getting so sick and tired of Rafe and Hope walking around all sad about this little stupid divorce. In my opinion, I was never big on Rafe and Hope as a couple, so I was actually happy when they finally, you know, divorced. I was ecstatic. I don't get why they so... I mean, I know divorce is hard, you know what I'm saying, but they were never, to me, I just never connected with them as a couple. Never. He was way too judgmental of Hope during their marriage when she was police commissioner and stuff. He second-guessed her, questioned her all the time. It was a horrible marriage. Like, I'm surprised she even went through with the wedding to begin with, the way he was acting. And I ain't gonna try to put it all off on him, but they just, to me, just didn't have that chemistry that says married couple. You know what I mean? Like, they just didn't. Hope needs to really open her damn eyes to Ted, like, seriously. Hopefully, sooner or later, I just keep hoping that she's not gonna get too invested in Ted, and she needs to really, like, start investigating him behind the scenes. You know, without him knowing about it. Like, she really needs to look into Ted, because he's just so snaky. Like, he's so slithery. It's like the slime. Like, he's just, ugh. And she just can't see it. You know, like, investigate this dude. He's slick. He's a charmer, but he ain't that damn charming. Like, she needs to really, like, watch her back with this guy. I mean, everything she went through with Aiden and stuff like that, like, you really need to be careful who you pick. I'm just saying, like, be totally, totally careful, because these dudes that she be picking are not good at all. Like, she needs to be more careful. I have a feeling, though, she's going to figure out Ted sooner or later. Somebody going to slip up, say something. She'll figure it out. And Xander sitting there talking about he willing to testify against Stefan and all that. Xander is just biding his time at this point because he knows Xander has Kristen by the cojones right now. And he know it, but he's not going to reveal her just yet. He going to save it for when he really wants to. Because he's going to need something from her eventually. So, of course, he's just dangling the carrot in front of Kristen's face, which can be dangerous because we all know Kristen is a psychopath. Like, Xander needs to not underestimate Kristen. He has the power right now. He has the upper hand over Kristen right now. But do not underestimate her because she has a way of rising from the ashes, so to speak. But anyway, I enjoyed this episode, though. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Hit the comment section. Let me know what y'all thought about today's episode. I will see you all later. Have a great day. Peace.